Hey guys, good morning. Hope that you are having a great morning. I just finished a combo of bike riding, a little bit of Rev and Flow, a little bit of eccentrics. I just kind of made my own little mix this morning and feeling great. Had my pre-workout, which is predominantly green tea, and I am ready to share some thoughts, hopefully some inspiration with you guys today. So thank you for joining me in this series as we move from a place of not having the life that we want to having, receiving, creating the exact life that we want. So thank you so much for joining me today. So hopefully you've already started watching the series. Hopefully you're not jumping in right now. If you are, that's totally fine. You may want to go back and watch the first 3 videos just so you kind of have a context of where we're going. So I want you to stop and pause for a moment and think about, what have you been thinking about since the series started? What have you been speaking out? Have you noticed any tendencies to speak negative? Have you noticed where maybe you have a tendency to talk about what's wrong in the world? Maybe you find yourself talking about how corrupt people are. Maybe you find yourself constantly talking about all the ailments that you have, or maybe your response to everything is, I can't afford it. I'll never be able to afford that. I don't have money for that. I can't do that. Maybe you found yourself saying out loud or thinking, I'll always be sick, or I'll always be overweight. What's the point in trying? Have you found yourself in that situation? Have you been able to take note of your thoughts and words? Have you noticed any of that coming out? This is a safe space just to be honest with yourself, because when you're honest, you can evoke change. If we sit there and act like we're not doing it, and we are, we're just going to make ourselves sicker and more poor, more impoverished and more miserable, honestly, than what we already are. So I hope that through this series, you learn what God's will is for you, and that you're able to latch on to God's will. A lot of times people are brought up in church or maybe they're around Christians that being a Christian is like watching CNN. It's constant negative news. I hope through this series that you find that the Bible is not CNN. It's not constant negative news. It's the good news. And as believers in Christ, people should know us by our words and our actions. And what is the Bible? The Bible is the good news. So we should be known for the good news. That's who we are in Christ. So I encourage you today, if you found yourself sounding like CNN and really all the others, constant negative news, check yourself, because that's not what Jesus intended for you. It's not, as believers, we shouldn't be known for that. So that's just a little side note. I don't know who that's for. That's not where I was intending, but hopefully that helps inspire you to maybe, ask Jesus to help you with your language. Ask him to help you with your thoughts. We're created in the image of God, and the Bible talks about, I was just reading and I can't even remember where, but how the Bible talks about being, like God, like we're created in the image of God. And that is so simple. So really, our words and our thoughts, are those God's words and God's thoughts? And if they're not, we probably want to change them. And we can't do it in our own power. We have to do it, or we can do it. We can be victorious and triumphant if we ask Jesus for help and use his supernatural authority and ability and have him change us. that's the power. We don't change ourselves. But anyway, this is not where I was going, but I hope this is blessing you. So maybe that's where I'm supposed to talk about today. So let's just go with that, and I'll save the rest for another day. So today's encouragement is to just spend some time thinking about what you've been thinking about and what you've been speaking about. And are your words and your thoughts, are they reflecting what the Bible is, which is the good news? Or do you sound like an anchor on CNN, constant negative news? And if you found yourself sounding like constant negative news, then spend some time with Jesus, asking him to clean your heart, to purify your thoughts and your words, and ask him to help you be more Christ-like. So that is how you have the life that you want. So stay tuned as I continue this series. I hope and pray that it blesses you. If this is blessing you, subscribe to my channel. If you want one-on-one healing and abundance work, you can reach out to me and schedule your appointment at atruebalance.com. Definitely find me on the web. I have lots of gifts out there that you can find through my Linktree website, lots of tools and resources. So I hope and pray that they bless you. So have a good one.